All right. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing out there? I see a few of you in the chat. I've got my good friend Alex is waiting backstage. I'm going to bring him out here in a second for tonight's pre-show extravaganza. All right. Oh, we've even got our main guest joining us in the chat. Good to see Chris in there. He is the Director of Success. Let's hope we have some success tonight with our first guest. Let's bring him in. Good evening, my friend. How are you?
Hello, hello. Doing well. Doing well.
The world has seen a lot of you lately.
Yep. A little bit strange, but it's true.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yep.
It's not strange at all. You deserve all of the accolades. You repped that Rag Company for a solid year and more.
Yep. Yeah, I sure did. It was a lot of fun, and when they treat you well, it's not hard to treat them well.
Well, for anyone out there who is not familiar with Alex, Alex is, well, number one, you're my friend.
Yep.
I think that should be number one on your resume as your Rick's friend. And
yeah.
You recently returned from, I think you were there like 5 days, maybe.
I was there
more.
Saturday to Saturday. So
a full week you were down in Boise, Idaho, hanging with the TRC crew.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're back in Lethbridge.
Yep.
And you're probably still remembering all the fun you had. And I thought we'd invite you on for a little bit here before our 7 o'clock stream, because I want to learn more about your experience, and I want you to be able to share it with the viewers out there.
Absolutely.
So what we've done is I've created 10 new questions customized just to you and to your experience.
Perfect.
Which, by the way, I was very jealous, but also very what's the word? I was very happy for you. That
I appreciate that. I wish more people could have come. The Grambassadors are kind of a family, so it would have been nice to have a few more. But I understand there's limitations with them. So.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and you got to hang around with last year's Grambassador of the Year, Justin.
I did. Yeah, he made the drive down from Bozeman, Montana. So.
Well, we've got a lot of people coming in here. I'm surprised we've got a lot.
Yeah,
I think it's you, man. I think people got a taste of you at the TRCMA.
Yep.
Am I saying that right?
Yep.
And what a great show that was.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're just going to learn a little bit more, because I've got some questions for you. So we're going to be starting with number 1. Imagine that. You ready, Alex?
Yep, I'm all ready to go.
All right, number 1. Easy one. We'll start you off easy. When did you learn you had been selected as the GOATY?
So I learned it was a really difficult time, because I knew with Justin, he was selected in February. They really pushed off the phone call, and I'm like, okay, like January, you're kind of hoping for something, and then they kept kind of teasing it. And I was actually driving into Pincher Creek, of all places. For those of you that don't know, it's a small town in southwestern Alberta. And I was driving in, and I got a phone call, and I looked down, and my phone said Levi Gates, and I'm like, holy crap. And so I'm driving, and my phone wasn't connected to Bluetooth, so I kind of had the phone on my lap on speaker. And I'm like, hello? And Levi was like, hey, it's Levi. And Anthony was there too. And he's like, you know why we're calling? I'm like, well, I got a pretty good idea. And they're like, congratulations, you got Grambassador of the Year. They kind of talked about everything. But the tough part was that they called me about a week and a bit before they were making it public. So I couldn't tell anybody. And as we'll find out later, keeping big secrets from events is difficult for me. I like to share things. And that was so cool. And I was actually going to Pincher Creek for a work call, and doing that, and I'm just trying to focus on what I needed to do, and it was so difficult. And called my girlfriend and my family, and I'm just like, yeah, I won that thing that I've been obsessing over for over a year, and yeah, kind of came to fruition, which is awesome. So yeah, that's how it all went down.
And I remember when you found out. What was the window of time before the event? Was it a couple months, or was it a month?
So I got the call early February. So yeah, I had just about 2 full months, which was nice because they wanted to give some lead time just to make travel arrangements, make sure everything was good to go for traveling internationally. Because at that time, there were still a bit stricter restrictions in place.
Yeah.
So
Well, timing couldn't have worked out better. I remember you and I were chatting. You were worried the timing was, but it ended up being absolutely perfect timing.
Yeah, it couldn't have been better.
All right, let's go to number 2. We have 10 questions, so we're doing good. All right, number 2. What did you think of Boise?
I really liked it. It's listening to their podcasts really since the first episode because they've been doing those since 2017. And they've always kind of talked up the city and just kind of a small landlocked city, which when you look at Boise, for the size that they are, they're pretty far from really any major center. Like Seattle's an 8-hour drive and Salt Lake City's a 4-hour drive, so there's nothing kind of in that 2-hour window. And, Spokane's even pretty far north. And so they're kind of landlocked, but they'd always talked it up and said, everyone's moving here. They're like, stop moving here. Our population is growing.
What population are they around?
So I think Boise itself, and don't quote me, I think it's just under 500,000. But in talking to Levi, in the last 2 years, a lot of people have been moving there. And he said there's been a population increase of roughly 30%. In a little over 2 years, which is insane. To some people, 30% doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're dealing with hundreds of thousands, it's quite a bit. A lot of people from California, a lot of people from neighboring states going in, but Boise, they do have their state university, Boise State University. So there's a lot of university kids, and their downtown was a really vibrant place. When I was there, it was the same weekend as a music festival, so there's a lot of the typical music festival crowd downtown, and they have a team in the ECHL and there's a game on, so there's hockey fans, music fans, everyday partying people, and then a bunch of detail fanatics from around the globe. So it was a strange mix, but it's a really nice city. A lot of variety, some nice neighborhoods, some nice roads, and I can see why people go there. They kind of have everything you need. Again, bigger than Lethbridge, but also smaller than Calgary. So it's a good balance for anyone familiar with those places. Which
maybe you'll take me back and give me a tour sometime.
Yep, that would be wonderful.
All right, number 3. Where did they put you up?
So they put me up in the Home to Suites by Hilton, which is right downtown. So that it's kind of a really hip hotel in a sense. Hotels are kind of really cookie cutter, but they kind of made this one, no pun intended, pretty sweet. And so with them, because the Rag Company, with building their studio, they wanted a lot of international guests, and also guests from the US and whatnot too. And they wanted just a central place where everybody can stay. There's no hassling. It's just, here's our kind of corporate rate, like a lot of businesses do. And they had a relationship with the current general manager at a different hotel who would move to this one. And she's like, hey, it's brand new. We want to be your hotel. So they were able to give awesome rates to people. And the rooms are really nice. I mean, just a young, friendly staff that seems to really, the hospitality industry, I think they kind of have to put on a bit of a facade because it can get a little bit boring, I would imagine, every day. But it was a lot of fun. They had a pool there, which I didn't use, a gym there that I definitely didn't use. But the breakfast was solid. Some weird kind of American specialties such as biscuits and gravy, which I had to ask some questions about because, as you and I both know, that's not a typical.
Our comment section's going to light right up now.
That's we're used to waffles, pancakes, bacon, and syrup, and there was waffles, but just generic U.S. syrup, so kind of had to steer away from that. But yep.
All right. Well, I do love staying in a hotel.
Yep.
It doesn't really matter where. It's just nice to have that that experience. All right, number 4. We're going to get a little more into your emotions here. So describe the emotion when you went live to accept your award. And I was watching, by the way. A lot of us were.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's I know I've kind of grown a bit of a following, which is wonderful. Just kind of sharing what I like to do on the weekends. But the emotion, it was a lot of excitement. I think I didn't stop smiling the whole time. But yeah, I mean, it was certainly, I was comfortable. I wasn't nervous in any stretch because the way they are on camera is the same as in person. So it's like you're just having a conversation, and Anthony sure does like to talk. I'll say that much. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and you're just kind of prepping some stuff in your head. It's like, what do I say? I don't want to miss anything. And I got probably 90% of what I wanted to say out, and thought of the 10% later on. But the emotions, there was a lot of happiness there. Just, it's like, wow, I made it, I did it. And it was such an accomplishment that I've had so much support from family and friends with, and I've made so many new relationships from it that are just something I'll never forget.
For sure.
Yeah.
Emotion is tied with money sometimes. So let me ask you number 5. How much money did you spend?
So the money, it was pretty limited. I tried to have a bit of willpower, because even with our wonderful exchange rate of, at the time, is about 28%, you're still kind of doing the mental math, and it's like, okay. But I had to get some swag for some close friends. So I spent a few $100s in the store. I got a pretty reasonable discount from Josh, and yeah, got there you go. And a lot of the vendors, I'm a sucker for free swag. Like, I don't know what it is when there's like conventions or any kind of, events going on. If there's like a free reusable shopping bag, I'm all for it. I don't, my brain just goes weird, it's like, I don't need this, but I absolutely want it, and then you get home, it's like, why did I get all this stuff?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like, I don't need 14 keychains. And
oh, you don't know
so,
that. You don't know that.
No,
you,
no,
you,
not
you
at all.
might.
But
Oh,
yeah, no,
well,
I
know
kept the money.
You took home a lot of swag, and if people haven't had a chance to check it out, I believe I linked your YouTube channel below. You just put a video together of the swag box that the Rag Company sent you recently.
Yep. So
we won't get into that right now, because that's we got to go on to question number 6.
Sure, sounds good.
Because this is important. We've talked about emotion, money. Now we got to talk about food. What was the best meal you had down there?
Oh, geez, the best meal. Holy smokes. We went to a restaurant. It was called Coins. It's COYNES or COYNS. Anyways, it's one of Jeff and Carolyn's favorite restaurants. They're the owners of the Rag Company. And it was an outdoor patio, and it was a little bit chilly. And it was funny because they had outdoor heaters, and everyone else is freezing, putting hoodies on because they're all cold, like all the people from Florida and the southern states. And then there's me just in a t-shirt and shorts having fun. But they had one of these Nashville hot chicken sandwiches, which was unbelievable. It was so fantastic. But yeah, I mean, we definitely didn't skimp on the restaurants. Jeff and Carolyn treated us really well. Just about everybody that was there. Every night it was something new. It wasn't the same variety. Like, everything was awesome, but that one definitely stood out.
Was there ever a point where you were like, okay, enough restaurant food? Can we just have a sandwich? Or
yeah, well, we were with Sydney from PNS was down there. We were out with her, and I actually told her, I'm like, can we go to a grocery store so I can just pick up a few things to feel like a human? Because,
like an apple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and if you travel anywhere for a week, any kind of vacation, anyone knows that it's eating out kind of gets old after a while.
Well, and you got to worry about your system. You got to keep your system healthy.
Exactly. And between
we won't talk about your system though.
Yeah, but they had catered lunches every day, so and it wasn't just it's not like they just ran down the subway and got a 6-foot long sub. It was good food, you know. So they kind of got the healthier stuff for lunches, and then dinner you can do and eat and drink whatever you want. So
awesome. It sounds like they put on well, it looked like a good event. You're telling me it was a great event. All right, number 7. Does it feel like it was all a dream now that you're back at home?
A little bit, yeah. It's you know, when you're there, it's like, okay, you kind of have a set schedule, so you know kind of exactly what's going on. But it kind of felt long and short all at the same time. And then that Saturday morning when you left, and I actually went to I went to the airport with Mike from Color Lock. For those of you that watched, he's probably a 6 foot tall bald guy with tattoos over 80% of his body, and he looks like one of those guys you wouldn't want to get stuck in a dark corner with, but he was the nicest guy. And so we were kind of chatting, and he's like, yeah, I have to fly to Frankfurt. I'm like, oh, I only have about 3.5 hours of total flight time. And you get home and you kind of take a day of rest, and then you get back to work, and it's like, what just happened? You know, like, you know, you definitely feel like, was that real? So yeah, it certainly does feel like a bit of a dream. And just even chatting with all the people that I met after the fact too, you know, it's like, I actually got to meet this person. It's like, you know, yes, it's just YouTube, but you know, you still meet them in person. You think it's just something crazy. And yeah, I mean, they're just kind of regular people. So it was a lot of fun.
I agree. I've had similar type experiences where you meet a bunch of people that share a common interest, and you spend that much time together having that much fun. When it's time to say goodbye, all of a sudden you get like swept with this awkward emotion.
Well, there was some people that they didn't, because some companies couldn't stay for the whole week, obviously. They were there for their bit and then took off the next day. So, I mean, that was tricky because you wanted to get as much info as you could of them, and, you know, just, you know, do as much as you can. So the companies that stayed for a couple of days was nice. The ones you kind of got to know a little bit better. But yeah, no, again, it's certainly dreamlike.
All right, this next question is quite controversial. I was humming and hawing over it, but I thought, what the heck? Let's ask Alex. Who is your man crush now that you've had your experience?
Oh, geez. Oh, man.
I can't say
even
me.
know.
You can't say me because I wasn't there.
Yeah. There, I mean, just, I don't know, I can hear my girlfriend laughing in the bedroom right now. It's funny. That's a tough one. I think, you know, more so just even I'll go with the trio of Dane, Anthony, and Levi. Those guys are just, you know, you kind of almost aspire to be like them, but it's almost like their own little Top Gear crew, you know, of, you know, Jeremy, Richard, and James. So it's like, wow, this is kind of cool. But yeah, I would have to go with the 3. You know, can't do just one.
Well, you went out to dinner with my man crush. That's Rennie Doyle, and you sent me a picture. And I asked you jokingly, "Did you mention me?" And then you kind of laughed. But like, I'm asking you, did you mention me?
I did talk to I talked to Rennie about your live, you know, and
did he know who I was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rennie's such a good guy. That guy's just all about love, you know. He's wants everyone to succeed, everyone to work hard, and everyone to get what they want.
Yeah, when we met with him a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was a month, I was not expecting, because you get these ideas in your head, like you and I were talking before, you get these ideas about who people are, and like they're big deals to you, right? Because you've been watching them, but he's so humble, like humble and down to earth. All right. We're doing good for time here. Number 9. So I watched your video. I see all the stuff you've got. Have you organized all your swag yet?
Yeah, I've kind of right after I took it out. I have a bad habit of kind of leaving things in one spot in the house for a while, and then, you know, you kind of get the look to like, hey, you should probably clean off the dining room table of all your crap. So certainly it was one of those things. But again, like on one of your videos with microfibers, reorganizing it can be difficult. It's like, well, they're already all full, and now I have to put all this stuff in there, which is already full. So just kind of did some rearranging, kind of set aside some stuff for more giveaway things. But I put most of it away. They included a big banner. It's 4 feet by 4 feet.
I saw that you couldn't even fold it back together once you took it out.
No, and because I was talking to John Green, he's their COO. He's like, that guy is a monster. He handles so much stuff. He kind of keeps that place running. And I told him, I said, because the polisher that I got, because I was lucky enough to get one as a gift from my girlfriend's birthday in the summer, a Mark III. And I've been using that since. And then they said they're going to gift me one. And I'm like, you know what? I think that I want to get all the vendors and staff to sign the polisher. But again, there's only so much real estate on a polisher. So there's a lot of people that couldn't. And I told John, I said, hey, it'd be cool to get a banner. But they were out of their 2 foot by 2 foot, like the Grambassador care package ones. So he's like, but we'll try and figure something out. But they sent this one. It wasn't signed, unfortunately, but that's okay, because I wanted kind of everyone there to sign it, like all the staff. Like I was able to meet everyone from, the packers to kind of the back end, website support staff, and, the Amazon, like they have a whole team just for like Amazon packing, which is insane. But kind of wanted all them because it's everyone that makes that company what it is. It's not just 1 or 2 people, and I really wanted to kind of include everyone. So, but yeah, but the towels, put all those away, kind of in order of what I'm going to use most frequently. But yeah, I have so many towels and I have no idea what I'm going to do with them all.
You people with so many towels, I just don't understand you.
Yeah.
All right, I just changed this one on the fly because this question came to me. Number 10. So what do you have planned moving forward to keep things fun and fresh in Buckyland?
Yeah, I think I want to try and do more videos. That's kind of a goal for the spring and summer. And not so much, I'd done some like detail videos and things like that, but as you know, it kind of quadruples your time. So there's certain times where it's like, hey, I might do that, but might do some kind of review focused things or kind of more specific, like washing your wheels or, glass or something unique and special to kind of do that. But also I was talking to Jamie the cleaner just earlier. I said it'd be fun to do kind of a once a week live on some platform, just to kind of talk about different things in the industry, kind of give our opinions, still stay fairly neutral about it, try not to fanboy about one specific thing, but just engage more in the industry more than I have already. And just kind of have fun with it, because it's something that, Jamie's idea to do the pre and post show was awesome. Big ups to him. He did a crazy amount of work, and I know it was killing him not being there. But Jeff did say he wants to have him there next year, kind of have like an official pre and post show, which is sweet. But it's just little things like that can, really make a difference for people. And Jamie's such a humble guy, and talking to him, it's crazy how you can kind of go from like, okay, you're just following someone to actually engaging with them and communicating with them and having something that, we could even talk once a week and give our 2 cents, because, we know a fair bit about a lot of different products and things like that, and enjoy trying new stuff. It's because people can really get lost in the rabbit hole of trying new things. So I think we don't even necessarily need to try it. We can just kind of talk about it, because we'll understand the chemistry of a product and think, hey, this is probably going to act this way, and kind of see how different people handle it. But yeah, that's kind of the short-term goals for keeping it fresh and fun.
If there's any way you and I can, I'm sure we'll find ways to stay connected. I'd love to have you come up, or maybe I even make a trip down to Lethbridge. But
sure,
I just want to, on behalf of all RAD viewers, congratulate you once again, Alex, on your amazing week and your accomplishments. And we're going to slide now to our 7 o'clock show. So
perfect.
Keep up the great work, man. And
appreciate it.
Let's use all that swag you got.
Yep, I'm definitely going to do that. So I appreciate having me on, and thanks to everyone that tuned in. It was a nice little kind of last minute edition. So
yeah, it was great that we were able to do this. So for those of you viewing, this stream will now end. And then in 5 minutes, we'll start the other stream. So if you go to the description on this video, you'll see the link to the Dr. Beasley's link. And Alex, once again, are you going to stick around and watch the Dr. Beasley's?
I am going to watch that one. Yep. So you'll see me in the comments.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We're signing off on this broadcast. We'll see you on the next one. See you soon.
Take care, guys.
See you, buddy.